Hello everyone, peace of Christ. This is a continue for the part 1 of why Muhammad he did marry Zainab bint Jahish. We showed you in the first video that Muhammad he have, as you see in front of your eyes, that the Prophet he was having a desire for the women when she was married. وَهِيَ فِي عِصْمَةِ زَيْد. When she was married, he have a sexual desire for her, and he was so careful to be sure that Zayd he will divorce her, so he will marry her. And we showed you the Google translation. And by the way, I'm going to post the link next to it. You can copy all the text or any text you want to Google translation, and you can read by yourself. And if someone can get me Al-Qurtubi explanation in English, please feel free, so I can make a video about it in English again. Anyway, in here you will see, now if we ask ourselves why Muhammad really he want to have this woman, like what is the secret? There's a secret. What is the secret? The secret is very easy. وقال مقاتل زوج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم زينب بنت جحش من زيد فمكثت عنده حينا. The Prophet himself he did make Zayd marry that woman. He himself he made him marry that woman. When this happened when Muhammad he was married to Khadija, and Khadija she was the rich woman who Muhammad used to work for. So Muhammad from long time he wished to have this woman, and he want her to be in his house, because Zayd is his own adopted son, and Zayd was living in like not inside the house, like next door. So he wanted to be close to him. So what is his plan? He want to have an excuse so he can get inside this house anytime he want, because come on, this is his son in adoption. So he can get inside the house. In the same time he cannot marry her, because if he did marry her, his wife, the rich woman, she will throw him in the street and he will be homeless because he have no money. The money is the money of Khadija. Khadija was more than 47 years old and Muhammad was just a young guy. He have no money. He used to work for Khadija. She was the rich woman and she was his boss. So this man, he have a plan from long time to have this woman. Started from finding a wife for his own son by adoption. By the way, it's not Muhammad who adopted Zayd. It's not true. It was Khadija, because Khadija she could not ever have kids as a male. She wanted to have a male. She never been able to have a male. She have 3 husbands. None of them was able to make her pregnant with a male. So she decided to adopt Zayd. And Muhammad he cannot marry that woman, because as we said, he will lose everything. Khadija she will never allow him to marry any woman. She is the rich woman. She is in power. She is in charge. He worked for her. So what Muhammad did, he liked this girl and he did make Zayd marry her. Why? So he can have an excuse to get inside the house anytime he want. Why? Because Zayd is his own son by adoption. And we will prove our point in very easy way. How? In the explanation here it says, as you see in the front of your eyes, and people who speak Arabic they can read with me. One day the Prophet he was coming to visit his own son, and as you see, we are reading Islamic books. This is their explanation. God knows what else happened. This is what is shown in the pages now. One day the Prophet he came to Zayd looking for him. فأبصر زينب قائمة كانت بيضاء جميلة من أتم نساء قريش. So he saw Zainab, and she was the most beautiful lady in Quraysh, and she was white. And white in Saudi Arabia, this is a big deal. If you are white, this is why Muhammad he promised the men to have an extreme white women. Even you can see through their bones, you can see through their skin. Imagine how white they are, because those people they wish to have a white woman. So she was white, and she was the most beautiful woman in the city. And what he said, فهويها. So he fell in love with her. What a decent prophet of God. He go to visit his own son, and until that time, remember carefully, until that time he was still considered as his son. This is how filthy Muhammad is. Imagine, forget about son. Imagine I am your friend. I go to visit you at home, and you are a married man, and your wife is there, and I have a desire for your wife, and I'm your friend. You trusted me. You opened your door for me. You invited me, and even you allowed me to stop by even if you are not in the home. And what I do? I have a sexual desire for your wife. This is what Muhammad did. So what kind of a prophet this prophet is? And when he saw her, read with me, all Arabic speaking people, and by the way, whoever want to see that what I'm saying is true or not, I will post the link next to it, and you can go to Google Translation and you can copy the text as I'm doing now. It's very easy. Even if Google Translation will not give you very perfect translation, but at least you will get an idea. You post it in here, you choose Arabic to English, and you translate. And you can read by yourself whatever the translation is saying. So when the Prophet, he came to her looking for Zayd, he saw Zayd's wife, and she was a great white beautiful woman, completed, she was actually, this is a translation, it's a software. So she was the most perfect woman, white beautiful woman in Quraysh, in Mecca. He said, Subhana mu'allif al-qulub, who God, Allah, who make love in hearts, who make hearts beat for love. This guy, he fell in love in a second. Ding, 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 ding. His heart, he cannot stop. Subhana mu'allif al-qulub. And to show you how filthy he is, he did not say in his heart that. He said that in his tongue, so she can hear him. So Zainab, she heard him, and she mentioned that to her husband. Zainab, she heard the Prophet saying, my heart is beating for your love. This is a man is seducing a married woman. Not only he have a desire in his heart, he is seducing her. And he is saying that to her in her house. Imagine I go to your house and I say to your wife, wow, my heart is beating for you, my own son, wife. I love you. So what Zainab, she did, she went to her husband and she told him. And right away, if we read together, we will see what Zayd did. Zayd, he felt, he insulted, but he cannot do anything about it. فَفَطِنَ زَيْد. Then Zayd, he remember what the Prophet used to say to him. He remember what the Prophet used to insist that he should do. He remember, then he said to him, to the Prophet, look, Prophet, I have to divorce her. She is so proud, and she is hurting me with her tongue. How she hurted him with her tongue, and not only her tongue, and her honor, and his honor. How? Because very clear that Zainab, she said to him, keep saying to him, you know what? If you don't do what I'm saying, the Prophet, your father, he died to have me in his bed. Because why? She told him that the Prophet, he said that to me, and she is not lying, as you see. She was threatening him by the Prophet. The Prophet, he loved me. If I complain to the Prophet, you never know what will happen to you. He will cut your throat. So Muhammad in here, he had a plan. When he said that to Zainab, he said it in purpose. So she will say that to Zayd, and Zayd will come to him like a puppy, scared like hell, saying to him, Prophet, come on, I have to divorce her. He did not say to him, I heard you saying to my wife that you have a desire for her. He did not say that to him. He said, my wife, she is hurting me with her tongue. But the fact, his wife, she heard Muhammad, and she said that to Zayd. But Zayd, he was scared to mention that to Muhammad. Like imagine if a man, he came to your house and said that to your wife. What you will do when you see him? Why Zayd, he did not do it? Because he knew this is not the guy you want to fight. He have tens of thousands of soldiers. He can cut your throat like a chicken. Who are you? And actually Zayd, he was killed, and mostly he was killed later by the hand of Muhammad, by sending somebody to kill him during the fight with Kuffar supposedly. Because Muhammad, everyone who married his wife before him, he died. Anyone. All of them, they've been killed, except the husbands of Khadija. They die before Muhammad he married her even. So in here we see very important thing, that Muhammad is having a plan, and he worked for the plan to get that wife. Follow with me with the coming video, and I will show you the most funny thing in this explanation. Jesus is Lord, Islam is false. Ameen.